Good evening, Toastmasters. Good evening, guests. It's great to be here as we are preparing for contests, and that is the issue that I am here to talk about. Now, I can only give you my own experience as having been involved in contests, having tussled it out a number of times. And there isn't only one way, there isn't a one-way fits all in us being able to leverage contests to help us develop our public speaking skills. So just know this is my story, and I'm sure there are others like Dowdy and maybe Brian who give their own stories. But I hope that my sharing will help you to understand how you can leverage your public speaking skills through contests. Now, let me just say that contests are really part of the education program that Toastmaster gives us. And it gives us an opportunity to gain speaking experience, as well as gives us an opportunity to learn and observe other proficient speakers. And so as we come to engage with contests, let's have that hat on, those hats on, that we are coming in there to become better, but also to observe others who have gone before us. Now, before I continue, I'd like to ask the timer to time me. I think I have 15 minutes. I'll be grateful if the green can come up at the 10-minute mark. And then if the yellow could come up at the 13-minute mark, and then you can give me the red at the 15-minute mark. I hope that is clear for the timer. Our timer is yes, John Segwani. Excellent.
Yes, we'll do that. I had actually started, but you're resetting me now. Okay.
Okay.
I thought
awesome.
You had started, but we'll do that right now. Yes.
Awesome. I'd like us to remember my story from 3 letters, P-I-P. And I feel that these 3 letters, or these 3 aspects of the contest and my experience in the contest, may help us to understand how you can leverage your public speaking skills. I will say that having been part of a contest or a number of contests, I feel I've become a much better public speaker. So P-I-P, if you don't remember anything else, remember the word PIP, or the acronym PIP. And the first one is preparation. Preparation. This is so key. I've found for myself that with contests, you can never get to a point where you say you will just wing it. You must prepare. And under preparation, you are developing the skill of telling your own story, a story that connects with the audience, giving them an ineffable experience. It's Maya Angelou who said, people will not remember what you've done, they might remember what you've said, but they'll remember how you made them feel. So as you go into contests, develop that skill of crafting your story in such a way that it leaves an experience in your audience which they will never forget. And for me, that has been really key. I will tell the same story in different places with different audiences based on what I want to make them feel. The other skill under preparation is practice. A lot of us don't like practicing because practicing takes a lot of hard work. But as I've gone into contests, I have found that my skill for practicing has been stretched, where I'm constantly looking for places to practice my speech. I'm looking for speaking slots in different clubs. I'm practicing at home. I'm practicing with my friends. I have found the more you practice and own your speech, you'll be able to give the best delivery you have ever made. So you've developed your story, it's connecting with the audience. You have found a way of giving them an ineffable experience, but practice, practice, practice. That is part of preparation and part of that, my first P. The third section of my first P is learning not to be unfazed if a predicament or catastrophe happens when you're delivering your speech. Now, this comes with practice. I'll never forget when I went to Dar es Salaam. That was just last year. And we've been practicing, and they've given us the microphones, and I knew I had got this And then at the time when I was delivering my speech, the microphone just didn't work. For some of us, we might crumble. For some of us, we might lose our speeches. But I have learned that the best thing to do when a predicament happens is just to take it in your stride and just know it's an opportunity for you to show how courageous you can be. Maybe speak a bit louder. Maybe crack a joke that wasn't even part of your speech. Of course, as you are taking note of the time, but learn to handle predicament and catastrophe. It is a skill that can be learned as you prepare. And sometimes it's good if you're preparing with other people and practicing with other people to go through some of those predicaments that can happen, or some of those catastrophes that can happen. The lights could go off, or something could happen. What would you do? So that's the first P for me. Preparation, preparation, preparation. The next skill that I have found has been very important in helping me when I get to contests is being intentional, the skill of intentionality. And there's so many things you can be intentional about, but I'll just pick out 3. Who is your mentor? Are you intentional about the people who speak into your life or into your speeches as you practice for the contest? Not everybody can mentor you. Look for people who have had the experience. Look for people who have been there before you. Look for people who have won contests and go up to them and intentionally ask them to help you on your journey as you go towards the contest. So under the I, the skill of intentionality, I'll ask you, are you intentional about the people who are mentoring you? Again, under I, the skill of intentionality is the skill of research. A good public speaker is a good researcher. How are others doing it? You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Go onto the net and just sit down and listen to speech after speech after speech. Make it your go-to when you go to social media. On Instagram, in my statuses, I'm always looking for other speakers. I subscribe to other speakers who I really love to follow. Some of them may not even be Toastmasters. I love Carla Harris. She's a woman. She's a corporate person, and I believe she speaks well. So I follow her to learn those small details about how I can speak better. Who is the person that you research and follow? Are you researching on your particular area that you're going to contest? Table topics. What is the best way of carrying out a table topic? Or are you getting involved in the evaluation speeches? Find out online. There is so much there to help you to know how to better evaluate a speech. So under intentionality, research, research, research. And the last point about the skill of intentionality that will help you to become a better public speaker is discover how your competitors have won. So you're going into this particular competition. For example, myself, I was now competing at the East Africa level, and there were people there who had gone into the contest before. And so I'll go online to find out, how has this particular person, what is it that they did that helped them to win? Is there something I can pick up from my competitor? Be intentional. Be intentional about how you go into the contest. But I've just picked out those 3 points. And my last P, remember I said PIP, PIP, preparation, intentionality, and planning. You need to plan. Have you looked at the judge's ballot paper? In fact, let me go back. Have you looked at the contest rule book? Do you know what it looks like? And I thought I'll just share. At this point, I think I've been given sharing rights. This is the book, the speech contest rule book. Have you gone through that book? Do you know the rules of the contest? This is about planning. Have you planned according to the rule book? A great resource to have as you leverage your public speaking skills as you leverage the contest as you want to develop your public speaking skills. What other thing is there under planning? The judge's ballot paper. And I just want to share that too very quickly. I hope I have it up here. Okay, I don't have it, but have you gone through it? Do you know what it looks like? Do you know what the judges will be looking for? Okay, it's right here. For example, this is table topics: speech development, effectiveness, physical appearance, voice, and all these different aspects that the judges will be looking at. Together with your mentor, you can ask yourself, I've delivered my speech. What does my appearance look like? Does my speech have a great development? What is my voice sounding like? So be intentional. This is what they're going to use at the end of the day to judge whether you will win or you will come second place or third place or whatever place it is that you get to in the contest. And my last item under my last P is being sure that the second item under my last P is strategize how to win. What is your strategy? What is your strategy that is unique to yourself? For example, my strategy always is to reach out to somebody in the audience who may have the same experience that my story might have. That's my strategy. A story that will resonate with somebody in the audience. And at the end of the day, give them something to go away with that will encourage them either to become better or to be able to meet that challenge that my story may be talking about. And the third item under planning is when you go for a contest, plan to learn something new. Good public speakers are lifelong learners. And even if you don't come out of that contest as having won, what have you learned? What new thing are you going to go away with? How are you going to help yourself become a better speaker? So, those are my 3 aspects. Prepare, be intentional, and plan how you're going to win. I hope those 3 points will definitely help every single one of us leverage contests so that we can elevate our public speaking skills. Remember, it is part of our education program. And at the end of the day, even though contests can be very emotionally draining, it's really to help us to become better public speakers.